Well, we of course know how beautiful our state is, but now add all of the gorgeous Southwest flowers coming into bloom, and you are sure to have some breathtaking sights.
Yes, and if you want to know where to see some of these, or you just want to enjoy some amazing pictures, Arizona Highways Magazine has you covered. To talk about this month's issue, of course, is Robert Steve, and we were talking about, these flowers, and there's going to be certain spots that maybe people don't know about that bloom gorgeous every year.
Yeah, I mean, there's desert all over the state, and there are desert wildflowers that go along with them. There's places like Picacho Peak between here and Phoenix that are well known, and some other places, but it's an annual issue for us, so we've been doing it for a long time, and each year we try to find some new places to highlight.
And we are looking now, that's the cover for March, is that correct?
Yeah, that's our March cover. That's actually down south of here. That's Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument down on the U.S.-Mexico border, which is one of the great national parks in our state. Lots of great flowers down there to see, and so beautiful that we put them on our cover.
That was a good choice.
Yeah,
that was really...
well, we thought so, yeah. But.
Yeah, and I know the next picture is kind of south of Payson, and I'm assuming they get snow, so then that makes for good flowers to bloom later.
Yeah, and well, you bring up a good point too, because the wildflower season, we were talking off camera, we shot all these last year because of we're working on this issue actually around Christmas time, so we can't go out and shoot wildflowers. Every year you're never sure what the season's going to be like. So it looks like this year, because we had enough rain over the winter and even into the springtime here, where we're hoping for some good wildflowers. Yeah, that was up by the Mojave Desert, so that was beautiful.
And we were looking at those Mexican gold poppies. I don't know a lot about wildflowers here, but the poppies I recognize. I feel like those are pretty popular here, right? Yeah,
and there are actually two kinds. There are Mexican gold poppies and California gold poppies. These are Mexican gold poppies. The California gold poppies are a little more orange. They look very similar, and unless you see them side by side, you're not really sure what you're looking at. But, anytime you see something that delicate bursting through this desert floor, it's sort of amazing. So we love our wildflowers.
It is. And now for the next picture, we're going to kind of go north of Havasu.
Yeah, well, I think this one actually might be up by a place called Bartlett Lake by Phoenix. I think the last one we saw was up by Havasu.
Okay.
This is very typical of what you see out there. One of the great things about seeing wildflowers in Arizona, they're kind of everywhere, and you don't have to be, a heavy-duty backpacker to go see this. There are a lot of trails. I mean, certainly down here, you get out in some of the desert out in the Catalina State Park and stuff, and you're probably going to see a lot of flowers. So find any trail, and most likely you're going to see some wildflowers. Even I'm driving from Phoenix, there were wildflowers all along, I-10. So
just my drive here, I passed some. And they seem to only bloom really one time a year, but they're just so breathtaking.
Yeah, it's this time of year, and it comes and goes pretty quickly. Everybody thinks, well, I'll get out and see them, and before you know it, it's 100 degrees, and all the flowers are gone. So. And
so you are taking us next to, is this Gonzales Pass here that we're looking at?
Yeah, this is a spot. I love this photo. This is
gorgeous.
This is between Phoenix and Globe. It's a scenic byway out there in a beautiful part of our state, in a gorgeous desert. Seeing a lot of lupins, I think, there, and it's just beautiful. And I've probably talked on your show before. I mean, if you go out and hike, I mean, you might count 10 or 12 different kinds of wildflowers, and even if you don't know what their names are, you can still be amazed by just how beautiful it is.
Oh yeah, and you actually have a couple of photos that are near Superior. Is that a good spot?
Yeah, that is a great spot. This is a fiddle neck. This is a tight shot, and this is in that area too. There's one of our state parks called Boyce Thompson Arboretum, which is kind of near Superior, and Globe out there. And so if you're looking closely, and if you're a photographer, and obviously this photographer got the light just right, and I think that's an important thing to point out, is that we sort of look at the broad view of these flowers, but sometimes it's nice to zero in and look a little bit closer.
Oh yeah.
And I love having you on the show, because I seem to always learn something new about this area. I'm born and raised here.
Yeah.
But there's still so much to learn, and that's also why I love Arizona Highways Magazine, because there's always something new and different to look at, and things that you didn't even know were right around the corner.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you saying that, and that's really our mission. Is we turn 90 with our April issue coming up next month. So when you've been around as long as we have, trying to find new and different things to keep the natives happy and keep them from getting restless.
Well, Robert, I have to say, you are doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
Well, we look forward to next time.
All right, thanks.
And you can check out more of Arizona's natural beauty and subscribe to Arizona Highways Magazine by calling 800-543-5432 or by going online to arizonahighways.com.